all around the world. Let me say thank you for tuning in. This is Ready Talk Boxing. I am your host, Mr. A, and we are talking about a light heavyweight title bout. Numbers 9 in the world, number 10 by WBC, Jean Pascal, taking on number 40 in the world, Ahmed Elbiali. This is a mixture of a prospect, veteran on his last couple years in his career. What's going to take place? Does the veteran got a couple more tricks up his sleeve? Or do we dare to say the R word? The R word. Oh no. This is a breakdown and prediction right here on RRT Boxing. Let's get into it. Now, Jean Pascal, like I said, is number 9, ranked in the world, number 10 by the WBC. His only ranking has been on a fairly slide, you should say, between the two losses against Kovalev, the questionable decision of Gonzalez, the Alvarez poor performance. So he's 31-5. He's with 18 KOs and 47% fighting KO. Now, out of his career expansions, 275 rounds. 35 years old, 5'10 and a half, and 72-inch reach. Now, his opponent, the younger man at 27, is only coming in with 44 rounds of experience. His record is 16-0, 13 KOs, 81% KO, 6 foot, and a 73-inch right. So that's 3 inches in height, 1 inch in reach, and 81% KO ratio. Now, what's to happen here? What is to happen now? Pascal's not fighting in his home country. Well, not his home country, but he fights out of Lavia, Quebec, Canada, from Haiti. But I believe this is not going to be in Canada. So this is going to be in the States. Ahmed fights out of Florida from Egypt, so maybe if it's a state fight, is he a hometown hero since it is in the States? Who knows? Shouldn't really matter, right? It's a boxing ring. Lace up the gloves, get your job done. Now, the breakdown and prediction in this fight, I'll tell you right now, Mr. A, I'm making one of those predictions, and if you watch this show, sometimes I go out there, and this fight is ending in a TKO. It's ending in a TKO, folks. Thumbs up if you love TKOs, because I love TKOs. I do. Now the breakdown, the legs and feet. Elbiali, I should say, Elbiali. He's a come forward fighter. Feet are heavy, feet are slow. His legs is all about punch leverage. He cannot fight going backwards. He doesn't cut off the ring. He has no lateral movement. He's a brute. At this stage in his career, he's a brute. His feet work are those of a brute, a following brute guy. Pretty poor. Now, Jean Pascal, his feet and leg work to me are showing signs of age. They get weak, they get fatigued. He has a wide stance. He throws himself off balance. They die out. They get fatigued fast. They cannot perform going backwards as well as they do forward. But they do serve him a purpose in surviving around the ring. So he punches himself and squared up. So this is tough. This is really tough. Like I said, and Ahmed, I see just poor footwork, and I see footwork degeneration in Pascal. But overall, I guess in boxing, we'll still have. I guess we're going to give the footwork and legs to Jean Pascal, barely by default, I should say. Now, as in defense, hmm, this is really tough because Jean Pascal gets hit with a straight right often. He ducks down to his left. I mean his right, so the right always comes over. He gets hit squarely with a straight right very often. His body attack is open. He just seems to try and roll it to. He always tries to roll to his right, or he grabs, or he uses his legs to try and go around the ring. He leans back. He puts him. He backs up in a straight line. So as far as Ahmed, he's his defense is right now in his career his offense, his his pressure. He comes in a straight line. He exits in a straight line. He telegraphs his punch a little bit, so you could punch in between him. He he always say he watches his work. When he punches his hand does drop. His left hand drops low when he throws his right. He doesn't hold yet. He doesn't understand the concept of holding to buy himself some time. He doesn't know how to uh, evade an opponent's attack by walking away. So who knows defense better? I'm gonna say Jean Pascal has the better defense. Not that he doesn't get hit. He gets hit hard, but so does um, Ahmed. He just hasn't been in the same competition to really show how hard he gets hit. But he gets hit. I give the edge to Jean Pascal due to the extra attributes of defense. How to use the ring, how to hold, when to hold. Little crafty things like that. The little veterans, I'm giving that. That's why I give the defense to Jean. But they both get hit. If we're just basing it solely on who gets hit, Ahmed probably has better defense because Jean Pascal gets rocked up and down, body and head. Recently in his career, last 3 years, 4 years, Jean Pascal is getting hit a lot by straight rights, and his body is not reacting to them well. Some people just head punch resistance shield starts to break down. I think Jean Pascal's whole defensive shield is starting to crack. He can't take the punches no more at 35 years old, and he's all muscular, so he's really starting to crack, in my opinion. As far as the arm category, we have jab for jab, speed variation, combination variations, um, power for power, one punch power. I believe Ahmed has that. The better jab. Ahmed does not have he has a jab, but he doesn't throw it enough. So we're going with no. Both these fighters do not throw the jab enough. Um, Jean slowly started to let his jab disappear ever since the Kovalev bouts. Those losses did a lot to him, his mental, his psyche. So I think the jab does go to Jean. The power goes to Ahmed. The combination variation, they're both very basic and repetitive. 1-2, 1-2, and a simple body attack, left hooks and right hooks for Ahmed, and just a jab and some hooks to me is all Jean Pascal does now. He does occasional body jab here. He might try and mix in an uppercut here and there. It used to be a good uppercut. Now he's just a three punch straight ahead combination guy with some hooks. So very basic. They tie to me on punch combination. It's a repetitive speed. They just throw at one speed. Now my predict. How can I don't know who the favorite is in this fight. I really don't know. Um, so I'm going straight into prediction. I did say earlier that I believe this fight is in it in a TKO, and I'm going with the young prospect. I'm going with Ahmed Elbiali. I believe he's going to stop Jean Pascal, give him his sixth loss. I believe Jean Pascal is good for about 4 rounds. If he don't do nothing to Ahmed within the first 4 or 5 rounds, I believe he's gonna get worn down by Ahmed's pressure, his power punching, his right hand that he gets hit a lot with. Now, the only way for this to happen, though, Ahmed has to use the jab. He has a bad tendency of letting the jab disappear and just try and brute himself in. Just try and hook and straight go in. If he doubles up and just jabs himself in, the power shots are going to be there and he's going to just tee away on Jean Pascal. Jean Pascal finds himself against the ropes, and against the ropes against Ahmed is not where you want to be. So I'm thinking the pressure's going to get there. I'm believing his corner is going to have him using the jab. I don't believe Jean Pascal is going to have enough energy and power to set the tempo for 12 rounds. It might happen for 3, 2, because Ahmed is not a back foot fighter. They're going to try and back him up, but I believe the gas tank's going to run low. The pressure will get to him. The right hands are going to land. And over 9, 10 rounds, accumulation is going to look bad, and it's going to get stopped. The young prospect, Ahmed Elbiali, will get a big, big victory. This is RRT Boxing, ready, talk boxing. I am your host, Mr.A. Thank you for tuning in. On to the next show, and I will see you.